Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and here's everything I watched in January of 2026. Let's get started with Sunset Boulevard. I had quite a good time with this one. This is a really solid, suspenseful, kind of thrillerish movie. It felt very noir to me. I still constantly feel like I have not seen enough noir movies, but this, I think, really helped to fill that hole a little bit, I guess. It is very, very interesting. But I also don't think I loved it quite as much as other people. People love this movie, and that's okay. There's lots of great things about it. I think it's continuously interesting. There's lots of really good, well-written characters. It is based around the world of Hollywood and has lots of themes to do with that. And I do find that interesting, but there is kind of a little part of me that's maybe a little bit spiteful that kind of thinks, if this wasn't based around the world of Hollywood, would people even care that much about it, or would people just...
Used to be in silent pictures, used to be big.
But it is.
I am
It is
big.
interesting, so I can't really...
It's the pictures that got small.
It is definitely worth a watch. Then I watched The Third Man, another noir suspenseful type movie. This one I really quite enjoyed. It's probably one of the few mystery movies that I feel like I was genuinely actively involved with. To explain what that means, I guess just I was like genuinely curious about where it was going, what the reveals were going to be, rather than just kind of being like, oh, I guess I'll see what happens. Like I was right there along with the characters, trying to figure out this mystery, piece things together. It is very good in that sense. And I think it just keeps the viewer involved all the way till the end, which the ending especially I think is very, very well done. It's a really great, solid noir. This is more of your traditional noir, unlike Sunset Boulevard, which is kind of noir, but this is like your classic kind of, the main character isn't a detective, but he's doing detective work. He's solving this mystery, and it is, if you're looking for that, go ahead and watch The Third Man. It's great. I watched Hugo, which I was a little bit mixed on. I think that generally derives from the fact that this movie feels like it's divided between two different things in two different focuses. There's kind of the main storyline about this orphan boy. He's living at a train station, working on the clocks and stuff. It's kind of like your classic heartbreaking story where you really just are rooting for the underdog. You're wanting this kid to do well. But then the other focus is like a celebration of the early days of filmmaking and like the very origins of it and all that stuff. And if you're like, how in the world do those come together? They do in this movie. I don't know if they do it perfectly. It feels like they are a little bit muddled at sometimes. At the end of the day, though, I still really, really enjoyed it. I mean, as someone who loves movies, this was a really cool watch from that perspective. And then also kind of that main storyline about the orphan boy, it's still like a solid story. It's never poorly written. I just think they could have done a little bit better, bringing those two focuses together and intertwining them better. Still, definitely go check it out. Next, I watched The King of Comedy, another Scorsese film. And this just really showed me that Scorsese is truly great. Hugo, it's not bad. It's a good movie and all. But The King of Comedy really just sucked me in. This was a fantastic watch. It has a very surreal type of feel. And it was very, very strange. Like, I wasn't really sure what to expect from this movie. All I really knew is that the movie Joker took some inspirations from this, or maybe referenced it. I haven't even watched the movie Joker, but like that isn't much to go off of. And this really just blew me away. It's like not quite a comedy, which sounds weird, and it's not quite like a complete drama. It is mostly a drama, but it all just has this very strange feel where you almost don't know quite how the movie wants to make you feel. And I say that as a very positive thing. I know that can sound like a bad thing, but it really just kind of makes you uncomfortable. And it works for what the movie's trying to do. It is really, really great. I can completely see why someone wouldn't like that. They wouldn't like the surreal feel of it and all that, but it it really fits well for the type of stuff I like. So it was a great watch for me. The cranes are flying. I have been sitting here trying to come up with what to say about this movie. All I can really say is that it is a sad, depressing, wartime movie. Like, it's kind of your quintessential version of that. And it does a great job at it, but I don't really know what to say. I try to come up with some insightful comments to make about the movies I've seen to try to explain my opinion. I just thought this is a very good movie. Made me very depressed. Like, I don't know what else you want from me. Go ahead and watch it if you're in the mood for that type of thing. It is good, but yeah, it's a real bummer. Finally, I watched Shadows. Ever since watching A Woman Under the Influence, I've been wanting to watch some more of John Cassavetes' films. He seems to be a really interesting filmmaker, so I'm really intrigued to what other movies he has. But Shadows is his directorial debut, and it's a really interesting character study, I would say. It does a really good job at just showing a variety of characters, and it's set within 1950s New York, which is when it was made. So I think it just does a great job of giving that sort of feeling and ambience of that time. Obviously, I wouldn't know exactly, but it really feels like that's what it's trying to evoke. And I think it does it successfully. I don't know. Someone who actually knows about that may tell me that this is nothing like 1950s New York, but it does a great job with that. It has a good variety of characters, and I think maybe one of the flaws that causes is that being a character study, it doesn't necessarily go super deep into each one because there is so many, and this is a shorter movie, but that isn't a huge deal to me. I feel like it is overall a strength. It is just a great film, and it focuses on kind of the interactions between races at the time, which is really fascinating to see. And I wouldn't say that that's the only focus. It does a lot of other things, and so it is just a film with a lot in it for its pretty short runtime. It's under an hour and a half, and so it just does a lot with that. And that is everything I watched this month. Please tell me your thoughts on these movies in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.